The Season 1 dev stream just ended, and we have a ton of new information that we need to talk about regarding that, as well as some major concerns that might be brought up with Season 1. We also have some big concerns around hardcore, as well as the hardcore community with the leaderboards, and we have a major PSA that you'll need to know. We got a lot to talk about. What's up, we're back in the room to check out all things Diablo 4. Okay, so first up, we'll just jump into the season stuff. I'm not going to go over all of it, as you probably have already read the article, watched the live stream, or know about most of the stuff in it, but I will go over it very briefly. So as we know, we're getting a new gem mechanic, as well as some new bosses, some new quest lines that will tie into the story. We also, of course, get the battle pass and the new season journey rewards. We're getting a bunch of new legendaries and new uniques. We're getting basically a reset all button, or a scroll of amnesia, which is like a one-time thing that will allow you to essentially respec your entire boards for free, as well as your skill tree. Of course, they have all the new cosmetic stuff with the battle pass and things in the store. I do want to go over briefly about how season character transfers work, because that will tie into several things, as well as that they didn't really go over all of this during the live stream. Of course, they did mention to participate in the new seasonal content, as well as the new battle pass, you will have to start a seasonal character on the seasonal realm. Now, there is a bit of confusion here, but it does say you must have completed the campaign on either Eternal or a seasonal realm with at least one character. I think they mostly mean just if you want to be able to skip, as there are the following options here when you start. So you'll then have the option to skip the campaign if you've completed it on the Eternal realm or during a seasonal event or the seasonal realm startup. Your mount will be available immediately, and of course all the stuff with Fog of War and the Lilith statues will be unlocked on your seasonal character. But there is a PSA with that. Now, they did mention that you had to log in by the 18th, or that the 18th would then carry your progress forward. There was a lot of confusion back there and forth between the devs, but essentially before you start in Season 1, you should log into your Eternal Realm character. Doesn't matter if it's after the 18th, it doesn't matter if it's on the 20th or the 21st or even at a later date, but in order for your seasonal stuff to carry over, or for when your character is started on a seasonal realm, you will have had to have logged into your previous character in order for that progress to transfer. So nothing crazy there, there's no time deadline or things like that. It's just that you have to log into your Eternal Realm character first if you want to have the progress on your seasonal character. Now, we do have some glaring issues with this season so far, at least what's being presented, with a lot of different things, as well as the hardcore stuff. And we've had some stuff go on with hardcore community stuff recently, which is that the hardcore list for the statues is not accurate. There's a big long poster detailing stuff that Blizzard seemingly messed up on like 20 to 30 tweets here. The people that actually did follow the rules, it seems like so far they posted the stuff and they're not the actual top 1000 list. Hopefully this gets addressed. I'll have a link down below so you can check it out if you want to see all this different stuff here with all these people tweets and everything like that. But yeah, people have already talked about it a bunch, so I think it'll probably get addressed sometime soon. But we also do have an additional issue with the hardcore stuff, as people are finding out that if you need to log onto your character, that in order to transfer progress from your Eternal Realm character to your Seasonal Realm character, and having to log into that character in order for it to be tracked, because apparently this stuff was not pre-tracked, so they didn't have this stuff being pre-tracked. So if you actually lost your hardcore character already, it seems like all the progress you made you'll have to redo, at least as far as the Lilith statue and the Fog of War stuff goes. So if anything, I would just log on to a low-level character if you can, even on the Eternal Realms, and maybe just have a buddy take you through to all the statues, or just do them on your own time, getting to like a level 30 or 40, running through quickly, getting the Lilith statues, and then also unlocking that Fog of War. Because seemingly your hardcore character that you lost, whatever level it was, even if it was a level 100 character that you lost, all of that progress will not be tracked because you won't be able to log onto that character during the seasonal update. It's super unfortunate. There's a lot of posts about it. People are really upset about it. There's been like 10 posts already on both subreddits. People are pretty upset that they won't be able to have their hardcore character tracked on the seasonal update, or at least pre-tracked from the progress that they made with Fog of War and Lilith. So yeah, I'm assuming that's not addressed because there is no way for them to retroactively track that stuff. It is super unfortunate. Like I said, you're probably just going to have to, if you really are going to play Season 1, just log on to a low-level character, or have a buddy take you through to the Lilith statues, level up a little bit. Just try to do the Lilith statues and the Fog of War quickly as possible, and then maybe wait till Season 1. Now, I will say there's been a lot of mixed reception about the dev livestream, although it definitely has been teetering on the side of negativity. I do think I have to agree with a lot of things there with the Seasonal 1 update as being a little bit underwhelming, or pretty much very underwhelming for me. Now, I get they're adding a lot of modifiers and a lot of new content there, and I really do like that stuff with the gem modifiers, as well as the sort of chase stuff like the seasonal rewards. It's not like too bad, and I kind of do enjoy that stuff overall, as well as this new like little heart section where you can go in and kind of activate certain events with double elites. That concept is fairly cool. However, I don't think that these are major implementations for a season, and I honestly was waiting for them to talk about the endgame stuff and when the endgame loop was going to change and what they were doing for the endgame. However, it seemed like they never got to that point. So originally, when they were first talking about these modifiers, I was very hyped up, and I was like, oh, okay, these modifiers look really good. These things are going to change the season a lot. They're going to change the seasonal structure. They added some new chase items. They're going to add some new uniques. They're going to add a boss or two. There's like some discrepancy there. That's kind of cool. Or at least a new pinnacle boss other than Uber Lilith. Maybe even that too. However, as far as I can tell, there is nothing on any of the endgame adjustments, any of endgame content being added, or anything else other than just some minor chase items, which don't add a ton of benefit right now, especially when the gameplay loop itself is very stale. Or at least it was for me. After around 50 to level 60, it just became a very boring leveling experience. And I mean, there is a lot of posts here about the Season 1 announcement being extremely disappointing. People are pretty underwhelmed. There's been a ton of posts here recently of people also agreeing on that aspect. There's been a lot of comments about the content itself won't last very long. I think it's a great bare bones structure, but I don't know if I'm going to return for Season 1. I just don't know if a few modifiers to my gear, or even just modifications to make my character stronger, and a few maybe new chase items for specific classes or even the uniques, or just having to grind RNG on top of RNG, which typically that's fine, you know, RNG on top of RNG, I don't mind that stuff. However, when there's nothing to use the grinded gear for, or there's nothing that you feel accomplished in, it really leads to a lot of dissatisfaction, at least for me. I know I took down Uber Lilith, and I was kind of satisfied that I got all the gear for it and took her down. However, I had to play a very niche build, and I had to build my glyph specifically for that. It wasn't satisfying to go for grinding that gear. I was typically just buying it through trades anyways. So overall to me, and I think why a lot of people are disappointed, is that these are just small modifiers that are changing the game, influencing it in the kind of precursor era to the end game. But it's like, what do you use that gear for? What am I grinding this gear for? Why am I getting my character more powerful? Is it to take down one boss, one pinnacle boss, and then I'm done with the game? I really would have hoped for more of a grind or gameplay loop as far as like either in Lost Ark terms of raiding, or just more content there that is not just Nightmare Done. There's also a major disadvantage for people that didn't play in the original release compared to Season 1. And seemingly they did say a long time ago that there wasn't going to be any advantages to playing a season prior or the early access of the game. However, if you have the Fog of War done and you have the level statues done, you're going to be getting 5 skill points right off the bat. So you'll have 6 skill points at level 1, and that's just a lot of much. That's an insane power advantage, especially for those first crucial levels. We'll have to see what they do about that. But all in all, we'll have to see what happens, and maybe I do come back for Season 1. That should about cover for today's video. If you like and subscribe, and until the next one. Deuces.